Hello, YouTubers. It's Barbie J here. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. Hello, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of The Equalizer, Season 4, Episode 10, Shattered. And the only thing that was shattered, I know, in this episode was my heart. My heart was shattered by the end of this episode. I don't know how y'all felt, but that's how I felt. But you know what? Before I go on, I wanted to thank everybody. Everybody in my comment section. I want to thank y'all for supporting my channel and holding me down. And some of you are supporting both of my channels. You're supporting June BLC and you're supporting Hey Barbie J. And I love you and I appreciate all of you. I would not be where I am without your love, without your comments, without your prayers, without your likes. I mean, you guys are the best. You're the best. And thank you for staying there with me until the season finale, the season 4 finale of The Equalizer. And now I ask that those of you who are new to my channel and also those of you who are returning but have not subscribed as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all, and it'll let you know every time I upload new content to this channel. Then I ask that you hit that like button, write a comment, and share, because sharing is caring. Now this episode, it started off wonderfully, but it ended sad. For those of you who watched it, you know what I'm talking about. So I'll try to be brief with this recap and giving my 2 cents. But it starts off with McCall and Dante shooting at the bad guys, and they're going through it and they're working together as a team, and it looked great. It's like they on the same side, they're going through pow 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 pow, protecting each other. And come to find out, it's all a training session. Nobody's really dead. It's how they went training, and this was their first date early in the morning. And when Dante was mad that he didn't make that time that he wanted to do in completing that task, Robin decides she gonna kiss him. Maybe this will make up for you. I said, oh, they got Robin being very aggressive up in here with the kisses and the hugs and everything. She seemed like she's the one who's moving forward with all of the actions first. And I was just like taken away. Anywho, then she gets home and Aunt Vi want to know where she been. And she was like on a date, and Aunt Vi was like, excuse me? And she's like, it's about time. I said, I know that's right, Aunt Vi, because we've been waiting for this for 4 freaking seasons. Yes, yes. And so, Robin told her a little bit that it was to tell, but she said, you want some breakfast? She said, no, I'm having breakfast with Dante. And Aunt Vi was like, ooh, a 2-parter. I like that. And then Dee come in and she's talking about she's supposed to be going to this military school, and they're going to go there, Vi and Robin, to check it out with her today. And she had an interview as well. And so they're like, okay. And Robin leaves saying, I got a thing. I'll meet y'all there at the school. Her thing was she had a date with Dante, and Dee was like, she seems happy today. Vi was like, she's shown enough ease. But when she was talking to Vi, she was saying how much she really do like him. Because Vi said, I know you don't need my opinion, but I really like that man. And Robin said, I do too. I was like, I'm up here blushing like it's me. I'm telling y'all, it was just too much for me. And then when they got to the restaurant, she's meeting with, Dante. They sitting there talking, and he gets a call from his boss that he got to leave. But they were already discussing like maybe a weekend trip somewhere, and they could climb the mountains and do this. And Robin said, or we could stay in. I said, oh, see, they got Robin being a freaky freak now. Oh, Lord Jesus. So she was like, this was a great start to a first date. And he was like, he kissed on her forehead and said, one of many to come. I said, yes, 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 Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh, Jesus. I don't even think I'm going to get through this review. This review going to be 30 minutes long if I keep interrupting the story. I'm sorry, y'all, but I was so excited about this episode. I mean, they finally getting together. We're finally happy, Anyhow, meanwhile, on another side of town, Harry is coming back into the bar with, what's his name? Fisk. And he's with Fisk. Mel is not there. She usually has her little group session thing with those the veterans. And so he's calling her, and she's not answering his calls. She don't want to speak to him because she's still mad at him. But then she get a call from this guy from the veterans group. His name is Eric. So she goes there to help him. And she knows that he was going having problems with, what is it, DTSD, PTSD, So she goes there to try to help homeboy, and he's about to jump off the top of his roof, and she talks him down. He comes over to her and she's hugging him like, I'm here for you, I'm here for you. But he was saying how he didn't trust her, because she always talking about she understands, but she never shares. So she started trying to share, and she mentioned that she had been in, oh, where was that place she had been? Not Bangladesh. Was it Bangladesh? Well, anyway, when she hugged him, then Eric stunned her with a stun gun or taser, whatever it's called. I think they're one of the same. And she fell to the floor of the roof. And he had already been planning this. The story he was telling, saying what he did, how he killed this man in front of his family, was her story. And he knew it because the family that she shot the man and killed back in Bangladesh was his dad. So that was an issue. Him and his brother had planned this whole thing. They brought her to a warehouse. They had her tied up in a chair. She didn't know what was going on. They finally admitted and let her know what the whole deal was, and how his real name was something like Mikel Bilal or something like that. And she remembered it because that was something that had haunted her all of her life. And she had to bury it deep inside her so she could sleep at night. Because the man, the way they told the story, he was snatched away and they shot him, but it didn't happen that way. She said no, he came out and he aimed his gun at her, so she had to shoot. But all they were doing is taking him in for questioning. He was not supposed to get killed. So they were getting revenge on behalf of their mother, who now is terminally ill. So that's that whole storyline that was going on. In the meantime, Dante was meeting with his boss, Captain Watkins, and she told him that Randall Grail finally started talking, and he told that Dante and the Equalizer lady are the ones who took him down and brought him to justice. So Detective Grail is pissed at him because once again he disobeyed one of her direct orders. So he was like, but you know what? He was trying to talk and said, in the future I would do. And she cut him off and said, you better wipe off your crystal ball if you think you have a future here. Not as long as I'm here, because you disobeyed another one of my direct order, and it's compromising this precinct. So she thinks he's a great, detective and everything, one of the best she's ever worked with. But she was promoting him to the Federal Task Force unit in Los Angeles. She said since he likes to work in between those gray lines, the flexible rules of engagement, she feels that he would be best for that. And he said, but my whole life is here. She said, I can't fire you. I can't get rid of you because D.A. Grafton made that clear. She said, but I ain't going nowhere. So I could damn sure make sure you sit at a desk for the rest of your life. She said, so it's up to you. She told him to take the meeting and see how he likes it. And basically, it's a promotion. So he met with Robin, and Robin, he was like, but what about us? Because Robin was like, well, you got to take it. And she knows she was hurt, but she was trying to be strong. As Aunt Vi put it, she was trying to be in control. And she tried to act like it wasn't a big deal, that it was a great opportunity for him, and where people who have been part of this task force have gone on to great things and hold great positions and everywhere. And and he was shocked that she was saying that, because I don't know, I know Robin, she didn't want to feel obligated, like to say, I want you to stay, and then that man stays for her. Well, it would feel like he's staying for her, and then they don't make it, their relationship don't make it, then she would feel guilty. But like Aunt Vi told her, that would have been his choice, not yours. If you said, he could have said, I know you don't want me to go, but I have to go. He could have been the one to choose whether he wanted to stay to see if their relationship would make it or not. So I was with Aunt Vi on that. Anywho, now back to Harry, who came into the bar with Fisk, and Mel is not there, and he decides to run a search with MEL and find out where Mel's phone is, because he wanted to know where she was, why she's not calling him back or anything like that. And while he was deciding and he kept talking to himself, MEL was registering everything he was saying, and she was doing a search and everything for him. And she found Mel's phone laying in the middle of a highway, not a highway, but a street or something like that. And he's like, why would her phone be there? So he had MEL run, all the cars going back and forth to see how that phone got there. And then they showed it, and that's when he saw Eric and stuff, and they did face recognition. He contacted Robin to let her know what was going on. And the thing is, when he contacted Robin, Robin was at the school with Aunt Vi, and she was already telling Aunt Vi that Dante got offered this position in Los Angeles. And that's when Vi told her, I know you had to take control. That's what you did. And it should have been, what I just said. Anyway, that's when Robin got that call. And they were at the military school. Let me make that clear. So they were waiting to see it. So when she got that call that something was up with Mel, Robin rushed back to the bar. They were trying to figure things out. They got Fisk involved to do some deep dive digging and stuff, and they got Dante to get involved. And they found her card and looking in it, and then they realized she had to be in one of those buildings. And while Harry, Dante, and Robin are standing on the corner looking at trying to figure out which building, Aunt Vi calls, and she said, please tell Dee what's going on. And Dee was concerned because her mother left and didn't come to see the military school. What is happening? She said, Mel is missing, da 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 da. And she said, I wonder if it have anything to do with that guy, Eric, that she's been trying to hit. And they said, you know Eric? And Robin put on speaker, and she told everything she knew, and how the guy was suffering with PTSD, how he put aluminum foil on the windows to block stuff out. And they started looking up at all the windows. Now, they only on one side of the building, the street, but they were looking at all the windows, and they saw the window with aluminum foil on it. So they go up to that apartment, kick the door, and they're looking around, and they don't really find much of anything. They see the picture of the family, and then they see something they thought was a manifesto, but it really was like an admission to doing something, an apology. You're supposed to be admitting to a crime and apologizing for it. And what it was is something that they put together to have Mel read into a camera, because they were going to send it to their mother. And it was like she was apologizing to the mother for killing the husband. So at first, Robin and them thought it had something to do with terrorism, but that's when they started realizing it didn't. So Robin and Dante went out searching the building. One took the top and was going down, and the other one took the ground floor and was coming up. And in that time, somebody came and caught Harry in there, and they started fighting. They had a gun, and the gun broke the window, and Harry had the dude hanging out the window, was going to throw him out and stuff. Where's my wife? Where's my wife? He was mad. I was like, Harry, that man could pull you out the window with him too. The way it was looking, I don't know if y'all all saw how it looked, but it looked like Harry could have fell out that window too. But in that time, Dante and Robin came back in there, and they was telling him stop. And Dante saying, you can't get no answers if he's dead. You bring him in. And so Harry was mad. He said he knows something. And they questioned the guy about some stuff. And the guy told them about this. It was the two brothers, and about a path that they took driving from the airport when he picked them up. And, he said how he comes by there every couple of days to check on them and see if they need anything. And that he doesn't really know what they're doing. So they said, show me the path that they went. But the reason they had to tell him to show them the path that they went was because when Harry reached out to MEL to give this information, this classified information, Fisk didn't want to give his okay for the software to go and check. They didn't want things. He didn't want any private information to get out. That's Fisk. And so Harry's like, just do it, and then I'll erase MEL and start all over. And MEL heard that. And so when he asked for the information, Emiel said, no, because once I give this to you, you're going to erase me. And he was like, what? You're supposed to protect me. You're supposed to protect my wife. I mean, that's what he said. You are supposed to protect Mel. She said, I am. I'm Mel, the most important thing to you. So Mel, that machine was taking over like she was Mel, his wife, because she had already done that with the voice. And now she's taking over the person, saying she's the most important thing. Harry was so upset. And that's when they had that guy draw that path that he drove, and they found that warehouse, abandoned warehouse, and they went there and they found Mel. And it was just like, wow. It was a whole big thing. But the guy had a grenade, and he was like, everybody put their guns down, else he would, throw that grenade. And now this is the older brother who seems to be taking charge over everything. And he's the one that had the grenade. And he's telling the younger brother who was in Mel's support group, veteran support group, he was telling him to kill her. And she was trying to talk him down and talking him out of it. Because even before Harry and all of them got there, she was trying to talk them out of killing her. Because she said, I heard you say that you want your father's body. She said they just get the DNA and then they catalog them. She said, if you let me get onto a computer, I can get the information for you where your father's body is. The older brother didn't believe him. He wanted to just kill her. The younger brother was like, wait, why would we not do it? What if mom sees this and she finds out we had a chance to get our father's body back and we didn't take that chance? And that's how all of that happened, because then they heard Mel's voice. Mel reached out, the machine Mel, the person, reached out to Emmy L. And Emmy L was asking Fisk for permission to get access. That's what it was. And they said the only people who could get Emmy L to reach out to Fisk is Harry, Robin, and Mel. So they knew she was alive. So they was happy about that. And then he tracked where the VNP number, the location of where Mel was. He did that to help track as well. I mean, it was deep. It was really deep. And that's when Harry Fisk was saying that he can't give permission. So that's how all of that went down, y'all. And before they all got together like that, Dante had met with the guy who was the head of the federal task force. He was in town from Los Angeles, and what they found out is the people in the federal task force is like people they want to get rid of out of their precinct. They're good at doing their job, but they're always outside of the lines, and that's not good. It's not good for any police department. And so he said the salary would triple, but you were working 24/7. Trying to have a social life would be difficult. All of this stuff. He said, will that be a problem? He said, not if I relocate to LA, it won't be. Because now Dante's thinking, Robin's saying, go ahead. And if we're meant to be, we will be, you know? So this captain guy of the FTC that Dante's talking to, he gives him a file and tells him that the case they're working on, the guy is a menace to society. Take a look at it and let me know by tonight. So after this meet, Dante goes back to helping Robin and Harry. So they didn't even know about all of this. Anywho, back to the warehouse where Dante, Robin, and Harry are with guns pointed, and Mel sees them, and the two brothers see them. And I told you one of them had a grenade in his hand. And he told them to put the guns down. He was telling his younger brother to kill her. And she was looking at him saying, no, 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 you're a good person. Remember, you're a good person. Don't do this. You don't want to do this. And the next thing you know, fists come in with their father. And they're like, Baba, Baba. And it's like, what? How are you alive? And the youngest son is happy, to see him. The older son is like, you just left us? You never came back? And he was like, I can't. And he said how the Americans treated him well. They took care of all his injuries. And because they gave him a new identity, he couldn't go back to his family. He did that to protect his country, he was saying. So the older son was like, "You're a traitor. You're this. I can't look at you." And he's like, "No, son, no." The father kept trying to talk to him. Mel was trying to talk to the younger son, telling him, "Don't do it, don't do it." And the younger son put his hands down and told his brother he couldn't do it. So the older son threw the grenade over towards Mel. Harry ran and pushed Mel's chair back out of the way and slid her out of the way, still tied up. The younger brother jumped on the grenade and killed himself, and just to stop the grenade from hurting anybody. And then when he dropped his gun, the older son picked up the gun, but not before Robin and Dante got their guns and shot him. And then the father was brokenhearted. He ran over there to see both of his sons laying there dead on the floor. And that's all because of the older son. It was just unbelievable. So that's how that went down. But then it ended with Harry downstairs talking to that machine, the MEL machine, and he gave her the reasons, the machine reasons why he had to turn her off. And she's like, "Can't we work something out? Can't you reprogram me?" And he said, "No." He told the machine, "I don't trust you now. I designed you to help protect Mel and you didn't do that. And now I can't trust you. This is dangerous." So she said, "With you putting it that way, I understand." That's the machine talking to him. And so he shut the machine down, that it can't work anymore. Then he went upstairs and was talking to Mel. They both apologizing to each other for not answering phones or not telling each other information. And then Robin and Dante come in there and they're talking. And that's when Mel tells them she has to start taking care of herself. She started that support group to heal other people when she hasn't healed herself. And after what just went down, she knows that's what she needs. So she will no longer be doing any equalizing. I said, "Oh my God." They looking at each other like, what? Harry's mouth is hanging open. Robin looks at Dante. Dante looks at Robin. It's like, Robin understood she needed healing, but she said no more equalizing. Like, the way she said she would no longer be doing it, not temporarily. She sounded like this was finished, finale. You know what I mean? So that was kind of sad. But then Robin gets home and I think she's talking to Dee. And Dee tells her decision that she doesn't want to go to military school, and she realized that she was able to help people on her own while being home. Her peer ear and the girl at the beach house and helping Robin find her friend Raya, and so she realized she could do good without joining a military school. So she said, "I'm going to go tell my friends, that I'm staying." And Robin told her, "I was never a fan of you going, but don't make this a reason, what happened with Mel, a reason why you want to stay." She said, "No, that's not the reason why." And like I said, she gave her reason, and she said, "And if you're one of the people I end up having to save, then that's even better." So they hugged. She went in the back. Robin and Vi start talking. Basically, Vi told her, "Girl, you better go get your man and tell him how you feel. You know you don't want him to go." She said, "Inside, I was screaming I didn't want him to go, you know." But she said, "Let him know." So Robin called Dante and she went and met with him. And she said, "I have something to say to you." And he said, "I got something to say to you too." And when she started telling her part, she was like, "I need you in my life." Her eyes were tearing up, and how she think we can make this work, and she really don't want him to go. And when she finished, he said, "Robin, I'm on my way to the airport." I said, "Say what? What do you mean you on your way to the airport? Oh, Jesus." He said, "I'm on my way to the airport." She said, "So you took the job?" He said, "I had to." He said, the file I read, this guy's a child predator. I couldn't let it go." But one of the other things that man told him, that captain of the FTF, he said that they even had a federal program to send your kids to college. I said, "Ain't this nothing?" He said, "This was a good pitch. I tell you, triple your salary, and you don't even have to worry about your children going to college because we got you." I was like, "Wow, that's a deal. I need to join in." Don't let me stop. I ain't got no kids that age no more. Anyhow, but so back to them by the water, by the pier, talking. And I love that scenery in the background with the water and everything. And they talking, and it's always seemed like it's at nighttime with the moonlight. And so she was, Robin's eyes teared up. He said he had to go, and they kissed goodbye and hugged, and it was over. It was over. He walked away, and they had real tears rolling down there. Y'all, I was crying too. I can't believe I was crying, but I was crying too. So that's the way the season finale ended. That's right. This was the season finale. So y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. I thought it was wonderful, but I hated it. Hated it. Two snaps in a circle. I hated it because Dante and them ain't been together for 48 hours and they already broken up. And I'm pissed at these people with the Equalizer, but somehow they're going to have them get back together. Not even that, because they did say this task force worked all different parts of the country. I'm going to give you my 2 cents on this. They're going to create a task force in New York. They're going to have an East Coast and a West Coast. That's what they're going to do. And Dante's going to be running it or something, and he going to get Robin involved. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down in the comment section. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.